Hi and welcome along to this walk. I'm glad you could join me today. So we're going to start off at the car park and you should be facing the pond. If you leave the car park, we're going to turn to follow the pavement towards the right hand side. Walking along at a nice easy pace, we're just getting started. So just take the time to relax your shoulders, relax your neck. Take some nice, easy breaths and prepare yourself for the walk ahead. As you come to the junction, we're going to turn to the left, which leads us into K Park. Maintaining that nice, easy pace. You'll come into some nice soft tarmac or nice smooth tarmac surfaces. And this is a gentle walk, a nice easy pace. So we're not rushing. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on movement, posture, and just some general well-being. Take the time just to check in with your posture. So you're going to lift the crown of our head up towards the sky, imagining that string, imaginary string, pulling the crown of your head towards the sky, pulling your spine tall, creating space between your ribs. Let's have a think about your arm swing. How's that looking? How does it feel? Have a wee glance down. And can you see, are your thumbs pointing forwards? That's the position that we'd like them to be in, pointing forward. That brings the shoulders into a nice natural position. Good. How does that feel? Does that feel different? Perhaps it feels a little unnatural. But that's all right, it takes a bit of time to get used to these different positions. Let's keep going at that nice easy pace, just every now and again, checking in with the positioning of the shoulders, which way the thumbs are pointed. We're just carrying on along, straight ahead. Good, well done. Still taking those nice easy breaths, carrying on straight ahead, don't turn off at the crossroads, we're going to keep going. Let's take a minute now. Now that we've got our shoulders into a good position, our posture's good. Take a moment just to check in with our feet and make sure that we're rolling through the feet. So do you notice that you land with a heel strike, allowing you to easily roll through the foot and then push off the toe? Sometimes we can land maybe a little bit flat-footed where we don't heel strike. And we want to try to get to the point where we can actually feel that full range of motion through the foot. If it helps to focus on one foot at a time, so every time you strike with your left, focus on the roll through. If you feel that that's good, then change it over. Every time you strike on the right, focus on that. Sometimes it can be a bit difficult to coordinate the two and think about the two at the same time. But if we break it down, thinking about one, then the other, then that can often help just to get our head around it. So we should be coming up to a barrier, and straight ahead of you you'll see an underpass. Now we are going to, when we get through the barrier, we're going to turn to our right and we're going to make our way through the avenue of trees. So we don't want to go towards the underpass. We are going right. That's great. So as we turn right, we're going to head into a slight upward slope. And we're going to take it nice and slow if you're a beginner. We don't want to rush it because this will get the heart rate up to some degree. And the more you are at the beginning of your fitness journey, then the more this will get your heart rate up. So you might find it slows you down. But there are things that we can do to help. And one of them is focusing on the push off the toe, because that lets the muscles in the back of the body, particularly the glutes, so the muscles in the bum, as we push off the toes, that takes the leg behind the body, contracts the glutes. And those glutes, as they strengthen, will start to effectively propel you up the hill. Same with your calf muscles. If we have nice strong calf muscles, those are going to help propel you up the hill as well. And eventually over time, it just makes going uphill a wee bit easier. And while it's great to get out of breath, we do want to strengthen. And as we strengthen, it will get easier. And that's when we need to start maybe picking at different routes. And that's why I've got a nice calendar of walks, progressive walks, that you can take yourself through from beginner right through to improver, and then into the more pulse-raising walks. So here we are, we're still on our way up the slope. Heart rate might be up. And if you want to stop here, take a rest, then by all means, you do that. Just pause the video and come back to me when you've caught your breath. But if you can keep going, then fantastic. But do use this time, these slopes, to really try and challenge yourself a little bit. We do want to get out of our comfort zone. We don't want exercise to feel completely easy, because if it's easy, it means that our body's adapted and it's not really making those changes that we want to see. And that could be in our heart, our lungs, could be in our muscle strength, our endurance. So we always want to be just pushing ourselves just outside that comfort zone a wee bit and making it just that little bit more challenging for us. And of course, increasing the intensity. As we round the corner, we come to another barrier. We're going to pass by that. And again, stop anytime. There are a few benches up here. If you want to stop, catch your breath. Then just pause the audio. Come back when you feel ready. As you make your way straight ahead towards the Burns Monument Centre, we're just going to again check in with the posture. How are your shoulders? Did you manage to keep them in that position of being pulled back and down, where your thumbs are pointed forwards and the palms aren't pointing back towards your body? You don't want your palms pointing towards your thighs. So pull the shoulders back, set them down, the shoulder blades down against the rib cage, and have those thumbs forwards. Now as you come up to the Burns Centre, we're going to cut off to the left of the Burns Centre, and you'll see a set of steps that take you down to the left. Now we're going to go down those steps. Now be careful, because they're not in the best condition, so just make a wee judgment call on which side you want to walk down. Now, a wee tip for walking downstairs, particularly if you've got knee pain, is to keep the weight in your heels and your knees bent. So just take it slowly, one at a time. Just step one foot down, then the other. Just nice and slowly, all the way down, keeping a soft knee until you get to the bottom. Once you get to the bottom, you'll see that there's a sort of crossroads. You've got two paths that go to the left and two paths that go to the right. We are going to take the path that's going downhill to the right. Now as you come into this downhill slope, it's much the same as it was for the steps. The weight's going to be in your heels. The crown of your head is going to be pulled up towards the sky. You're going to have a nice soft knee, and you're going to take this nice and slowly. let's go on, down the hill. Well done. And again, just pull that crown of the head towards the sky, sitting back into your heels slightly. Engage your core muscles, so really pull the core muscles gently in towards your spine, as though you're bracing your stomach. Well done. And as the path comes to a junction, we're going to carry on downhill, round to the left, maintaining the exact same posture as before. It gets a wee bit steeper here maybe, so just slow it down, sinking into your heels. If you're finding that you're having knee issues, then the downhills can be quite challenging, I'd say more than the uphill sections. You might want to consider either taking one of my other walks that are on the flat, I've got a few of those, or you can maybe have a look at my walk with poles, and that can certainly help take some of the pressure out of the knees. Well done. So we should have come down now onto the flat, and hopefully that wasn't too challenging on your joints. And we're just going to gear up for the uphill section that's about to come up. So checking in with your feet. Are you rolling through the heel strike? Roll through the foot, pushing off the toes. And your shoulders. Shoulders are back and down, so you actively pull them back and then sink them down. That's going to activate the muscles all around about the shoulder, and shoulder activation is great for shoulder health. And let's focus on our breathing as well. So we're breathing in through the nose, and either out through the nose or out through the mouth, whatever's more comfortable for you. And just taking a few of those nice easy breaths. Carrying on. As you come up towards the viaduct, we are going to turn to the left. So we're not going under the viaduct, we're going to the left as it takes us back up the slope towards the Burns Monument Centre. Well done. How are you finding it? Challenging? Enjoyable? Maybe both? Now there are two ways to approach this slope. You can either take it slowly if you're just coming off of the beginner's walks, or if you're kind of progressing well through the beginner's walks and you think you're ready to take it to the next level. Yeah, I think you could take this one a wee bit faster. So all the same posture cues still apply, but it's just that we take it with a bit more intensity. So I think we're going to do that today. So just watching out underfoot, because the surface of the path isn't fantastic at this section. So safety always comes first. So slow it down until you're comfortable with the conditions underfoot and you feel that you're able to pick up your pace safely. So I've passed all those potholes. Now I'm going to pick up my pace. So I'm just going to check in again. Pulling myself tall, crown of the head towards the sky, core engaged, rolling through my feet. My shoulders are back and down. And here I go with my intensity. And already I can feel my heart rate climbing. So on that scale of effort that we talk about, 1 really easy and really feeling absolutely fine, 10 being exhausted, I would expect you here to maybe be getting up to about a 6. So let's push it a wee bit. Really drive yourself forward off of those toes. As you drive off the toes, your glutes are going to squeeze to propel you forwards. Really activate the glutes. Get them to do that. The calf muscles are going to activate as you propel off the toes. So let's really work those muscles hard. Get them doing their job. Oh yeah, I'm definitely a 6. You might be around that, you might be higher. If you're feeling like you're getting to an 8, you might want to just slow it down a little bit. But stop anytime you feel you need to. Well done. Keep going. Almost there. Almost back at the steps. Whew. Well done. Now you can have a breather at the steps. Catch your breath. Nice big easy breaths. Superb. And then we're going to head back up the steps. Back towards the burn centre. Let's up the steps. We're going to go right. And then left. Around the front of the centre. Wonderful, well done. There are a few more benches here if you wanted to stop. Catch your breath again. Sorry for this brief interruption to disturb the flow. My timing was slightly out in this one, so I just want to get you to the monument, which looks a bit like a blue fountain. Once you come to the monument, that's where there's a bit of seating. And then from the monument, we are going to sort of round to the right and start making our way through the avenue of trees. So if my audio gets to the avenue of trees before you do, which might be the case, then just pause the audio until you reach the entrance to that avenue of trees, and then you can pick it back up again. And as we come into the avenue of trees, you see that we're still on that downhill slope. So we're still going to check in with the knees. Are they slightly bent? Are they soft? Is your weight in your heels? You maybe feel as if you're leaning back, but chances are you'll actually be fairly upright. So imagine a string again, pulling you up nice and straight up towards the sky. Check in with your breathing. How's your breathing? Is it nice and easy? Are you finding it challenging? So if you are, that's something again, with a wee bit of practice, with a wee bit more exercise frequency, you'll start to find that you're able to breathe easier. So it'll be less challenging to hold a conversation. And you won't feel as if you have to sort of gasp quite as much if that's what you're doing at the moment. And you'll find that your recovery time improves as well, so you'll recover quicker from any wee bouts of higher intensity work. Now on this walk, on any walk, I like to talk about a scale of effort. And that scale of effort is from 1 to 10, where 1 being really easy, no effort at all, imagining that you've just got out of bed in the morning, and 10 being extremely exhausted. Let's turn to the left at the crossroads. We want you to be on the scale somewhere around a 3 today, maybe a 4. And it may help to think about it like being able to easily hold a conversation. If you get to the point where you can't hold a conversation easily, you know that your intensity is maybe a wee bit on the high side and you just need to pull it back a wee bit, slow it down. So we're aiming for the 3 or the 4. Well done. Let's add in something else to think about. Let's add in a core connection. So what do I mean by that? That is where you take your belly button and you gently pull it in towards your spine. Now, you might think about that like trying to tighten your belts, if you're trying to pull through the holes in your belt. Or you might think about it like a little kid about to run into your stomach head first. How would you brace your core for something like that? So that's what we think about when we're thinking about connecting the core. Have a wee practice at that. Again, something that does come with practice. Carrying on straight ahead. If you can see the barrier straight ahead, that's what we're aiming for. Fantastic. Well done. Keep going. Almost at the end. carry on. Now, I know that we're almost back at the end, but never hurts to check in with the posture. So, again, the shoulders, what are they doing? And thumbs forward. Is the crown of the head pulled up towards the sky? And are you still rolling through your feet? Have you gone back to a flat-footed strike, or are you managing to maintain that roll through the foot? Don't worry if you've regressed back. That's why I'm here, just to give you these wee reminders, and eventually with time it becomes habit. Let's head through the barrier. And we're going to turn right again as we head onto the pavement back to the car park. How do you feel? Do you feel that was quite an easy walk? If it was, perhaps you're ready for the improvers walks that I offer. Or perhaps you feel that was quite a challenge, in which case you could try this one again, or you can do some of my other easy beginner walks. But the fact is that you got out, you put one foot in front of the other, you moved your body, and you've taken another step towards becoming that wee bit fitter. Well done. And as we make our way back to the car park, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed your walk today, and I really hope you will check out some of my other walks. There are a variety. There are Nordic walks, audio-guided Nordic walks, where I teach you how to walk with poles, which helps you by making you work harder, whilst, believe it or not, making it feel a bit easier, because the poles do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. And I would really encourage you to check that out, particularly if you've got any issues with joint pain. So ankles, knees, hips. And I do hope to see you again soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.